Alright, what do I make a video on? I mean, I could actually finish every Balloons game, but like, I gotta wait 5 months before I make the video. Oh, thank God! An update! Recently, Ninja Kiwi dropped the 43.0 update to BTD 6 and gave us a new hero, Rosalina, who sounds like someone I would hate, but at the same time, sounds happy? This made me wonder, is it really possible to be happy while playing BTD 6? Like, I've been playing this game for a while, and I haven't been happy since 1994. Well, Google says that happy means feeling or showing pleasure or contentment, but what is contentment? Well, thanks, Google. We appreciate the definition. However, studies from me at Trust Me Bro University have determined that happiness is a state where one feels like misery is lower than what it is normally. If we think of misery as a number from 0 to 100, where 0 is no misery and 100 is playing BTD battle. So let's say that 60 misery is the standard for your life. It may seem a little high, it may seem a little low, but bear with me. With around 60 misery, life kind of sucks, but imagine you go outside on a nice walk. This decreases your misery by about 10 for the time being, which makes you happy because your misery is lower than expected. After your walk, you decide to take a shower, reducing your misery by 5, so now you're at 45 misery or 55 happiness. Let's say you also try to clean your room. Success, 10 less misery. Then you decide to watch your favorite YouTuber, MaxLevelIdot. Okay then, well maybe you play a nice game of Fortnite Battle Royale. God damn it. Well, at least now we know what is happiness, a system of numbers and actions that increase or decrease misery for a certain period of time. Now, with this knowledge, BTD 6, you might think that it's either really easy to be happy or mathematically impossible. This game can either be a fun little monkey game to pass some time or something that will eventually ruin your life. That's what happened to me. I saw an ISAB video when I was in 5th grade. I thought the game looked pretty cool. Next thing you know, boom, MaxLevelIdot, the thing that will most likely ruin my life because I never cared about my digital footprint. I should have cared because one day I'm gonna apply for college, then the college admins are gonna find out about the channel. Next thing you know, your boy's getting sent to Alcatraz too. I think I should look at this from an objective point of view. I hate the game because they won't make Churchill a demigod, but let's look at this from the perspective of someone who doesn't have to deal with such major issues. Well, for one, just look at the game. Look at the aesthetics of it. This is not Fallout Frost, a Fallout 4 mod pack that makes you go from the main character to a mentally unstable, crippled, irradiated, ill-thirsty, hungry survivor whose mental state fluctuates from sessions of binge eating and drinking, followed by massacring crazy cult people. Anything for the Metro Federation though. Let's go! Anyway, this is not Frost. This is BTD 6. Vibrant colors, an appealing art style, silly little monkeys fighting balloons. This is not a scary looking game. It may be scary sometimes, but not 1,000-yard stare scary. This should obviously decrease misery, right? Wrong. You see, seeing these vibrant colors compared to your monotone room makes you realize how you could be doing better things with your life and how your room is like a reflection of yourself. No life, just doing as little as possible to get by. Quite depressing. -3 misery if you have natural ID, +3 if you live in a troll's den. By the way, we're starting off at 50 misery. It caps out at 100. If you go past that or go under 0, we'll talk about it later. Next, how much content this game has, with at least 16 maps, with each map having exactly 14 different modes. Think about it, that's a lot of happiness that can be unlocked from those maps. For example, following your first Kim's guide to get a gold medal. Who cares that you didn't really do anything, just follow what someone else did. -5 misery. You would have gotten more happiness, but then you realize there are black medals, but you being a moron exited the game one time just to be safe. Then you do it again with a slightly different strat. Boom, black medal, -3 misery. Let's go. You find out about half cash. +3 misery. You finally got that black border. Let's go, -6 misery. You try that on a different map and get another black border. Hell yes, another 6 misery gone. You see those intermediate maps? They're nothing compared to you. -10 misery. We're on a roll right now. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we're gonna be happy for once. You discover advanced maps that shouldn't be there. You discover expert maps that aren't supposed to be there. Oh my god, guys, we're gonna be happy! I knew it! You discover expert maps that should not be in this game. Man, life just sucks, dude. Like, why am I alive? You then also discover you have to beat chimps on those maps as well. Yeah, I don't want to do this no more, man. Well, that was fun. You most likely not do any of that in that order when you first started the game. Probably for the better, because compared to before you started, your misery will be up, your happiness will be down, just because you found out about Ravine. Don't worry, I felt that too. Well, that's okay. If you don't go down that route and try to speedrun expert maps, then you should be at least around 30 or 40 misery. That's pretty good, around 20 to 40% happier, which does make you happy. No, duh. But remember, there are just as many things that will also make you kind of miserable. Misplacing a tower, selling a hero in accident, the damn escape key not working, realizing the game doesn't make sense. Part 2, Ninja Kiwi nerfing your favorite tower. Okay, real talk. Ninja Kiwi, what the hell is up with the Comanche defense? Dude, it costs like 8k, and the damn Comanches don't even show up half the time. And when they do, they leave at the worst times. I have seen them show up to deal with some Moabs, then leave halfway through because fuel is expensive and the military budget is too low. That's why we need to quadruple the military budget. We are then shown how cheats the regular heli is, and then the whole US Air Force comes in to save the day. Then they leave and we lose. All I'm asking for, one permanent Comanche. Don't even touch the damage or pierce, just give it one permanent Comanche. Hell, keep the wonky support system, or maybe fix it. I don't really care, but please. One. Ooh, well then the tower will be too powerful. Dude, I paid like 10k to gamble, but instead of getting 1 gazillion monkey money, I get help. I am literally gambling to get help. Are you kidding me? Hashtag save Comanche. If Ninja Kiwi does not listen to our request, we can obviously assume that they hate the Comanche native tribe. Anyways, playing regular maps, your misery may go down, but it won't be a permanent thing. That's another thing I have to mention. Some things give permanent reductions to misery. Well, they're permanent if you're skilled and don't suck. For example, losing weight, great reduction in misery. Well, it's technically temporary. That is if you're stupid and believe 5% body fat will make you happy. Or eating 7 pounds of pompous garlic pasta and 93 cheesy breads will decrease misery further. Spoiler alert, 1 pound of pasta and 4 cheesy breads is all you need for that temporary reduction in misery. So why in BTD 6 gives a permanent reduction to misery? Well, uninstalling the game, just kidding, only temporary, because eventually you'll find another game that will eventually ruin your life. Something simple that will decrease misery for a very long time is to not take the game too seriously. Sometimes just playing a few easy maps here and there, maybe playing a hard map or hard game mode once in a while, and just really trying to enjoy the game as it is a good way to feel happy. Okay, that was the easy approach. The blue pill, as the internet obsessed losers would say. The red pill, you gotta sweat this game, bro. If you're not putting in at least 40 hours a day into BTD 6 or even trying to happy max, it's like what I said in my last video, tap out or max out, except that was about talking to women and dealing with heartbreaks. This is about playing video games that will never benefit you. You might be wondering, how does no-lifing BTD 6 make me happier? Well, you see, it's called bullying people. A superiority complex is when one believes they are better than others, even when they're not. If their delusion is never broken, they feel happiness. But that's the problem. Their delusion can be broken. Solution, be better than everyone else. Remember, guys, it's not superiority complex if you are actually better. This will give you a permanent misery reduction, but also negative karma. Now, what is karma? Well, you see, chimps, karma will determine whether or not you will be allowed into casinos, where the higher your karma, the better the casino you can get into. The reason this is important is because if you want to go to heaven, there is a credit check of $1 bajillion. The only way to make that kind of money? The slots, baby. Guys, gambling is the future of making money. You don't understand. All you have to do is just press a button, say a word, tap a table, I don't know, and boom, the money makes itself. What was I talking about? Man, I kind of forgot. I was like too invested in gambling. Oh yeah, karma. So basically, every action that increases or decreases misery can also increase or decrease karma. For example, helping a friend out with a hard map. If they succeed, your misery decreases and you gain karma. If they lose, your misery goes up, karma goes down. You taught them wrong. Another example, you make a super hard challenge, spend hours making sure there are no cheeses, and when you see that 0% success rate, you lose misery. However, negative karma for being a terrible person. Committing war crimes, you know, like attacking harmless balloons, using child soldiers, chemical warfare, well, reduction to misery. Positive karma, because the UN hates fun. So what I'm trying to get at is you can terrorize little children all you want, but eventually, your negative karma will catch up to you, and when the day of reckoning is upon you, you will not have the funds to make it into heaven. And for that, you will perish in the depths of hell, with the only content being MaxLevelIdot, Modern Pyrocynical, and Gambling Core to remind you of what you could have had. God, I need to stop saying MaxLevelIdot, because then everyone's gonna think it's pronounced MaxLevelIdot. It's not pronounced MaxLevelIdot, it's MaxLevelIdot. Frick. By the way, going to hell will give you a misery counter above 100, even if you think you're tough.
Make me, little punk. Skin you alive if I have to.
Oh, I watch Live League. I'm so tough. I don't think watching gore will help you when you see horrors beyond your imagination. Now, I think it's time for me to explain a misery and happiness above 100. I said I was going to do this at the beginning of the video, but now I remember I have to do it. Let's say, hypothetically, you have 113 misery. I don't even know why you're still alive. How are you still alive? Yeah, how? With 113 misery, life sucks. You can't even laugh at idiots on the internet anymore. But let's say, by some sort of miracle, some sort of divine intervention, your misery goes down by 1. You are now at 112 misery, making you this much happier. It's basically nothing. Your happiness is now -12 instead of -13. But let's say this keeps up. Eventually, you'll reach the limit. 100 misery, 0 happiness. Even if you were at 112 misery and an action removed 13 misery, we're not jumping negative to positive with 1 action. But after this, you touch grass. -1 misery. You just went from 100 misery to 99. A 1% decrease. However, your happiness just went from 0 to 1. There is not a percent or fraction in this world that can describe how much your happiness has gone up by. Sure, it's just +1, but you cannot describe that increase from 0 to 1 with a percent. Bro, you are so back. Life feels so much better than it did before. An indescribable amount better. And let's say you play BTD 6 and get an achievement -10 misery, 1 to 11 happiness. 10, 11 times the happiness. Bro, let's go! This also applies to happiness. Negative misery like -5, then you stub your toe +15. However, you can't go past 0 with 1 action. You need 1 to get you to 0, and then the next one will get you past it. Then your boy, MaxLevelIdot uploads +10 misery from 0 to 10. Infinite times more miserable. You have less misery than the guy with 113, but you feel worse because you can't even describe how much more misery you feel in percent. You feel max level misery. See what I did there? Alright, fine. So anyway, don't try to decrease your misery past 0, because then any misery will just completely ruin your life. It's like watching your family get burned alive and you can't do anything, or playing Fallout Bros. Every single person you meet is violent. There are like 20 NPCs total that won't shoot on sight. The only way to make them not attack you is to either end them or point a gun at them. And even when you point a laser rifle at them, something that will one-shot them, even if it hits their left toe, they still insist on running at you with a wooden board. Don't even get me started on the Malden men. Those motherfuckers have like 35 strength. Some of those guys have armor that weighs like at least 70 pounds. 10 strength gives you 90 carry weight. No way these guys are just running around without armor that casually. And also, a dude punched me and broke my arm. I can 100% see how these people survive the war. This is what happens when you let the voices take over and you start eating people and making friends. You guys just become crazy cult people who go to war with other crazy cult people, normal people, and I think the US Army. Back to balloons. Forgot what I was talking about. You know, I should just make a Frost video. Anyway, now that we're more educated on happiness, back to balloons. So looking at the game, there are a few things that can give a small boost to happiness. For example, daily challenges. Very simple challenges, but getting that little reward and little bit of money gives a slight reduction in misery for the time being. Advanced challenges also give you a good amount of happiness when you find the solution yourself. Bonus points if it's a different solution than what Ethan Reed shows. Now, if you lose a bunch and win, you still lose misery. If you lose a daily challenge once, multiply your misery by 2. You should not be losing that. Screw it. Lose on easy mode on any map, 100 misery. F you. We also got achievements to show you some goals you should work towards, and also to get some cool rewards. Now, all of these achievements give varying amounts of happiness, some being very little, like place a hero down. How the hell did 11% not do this? You were forced to place Quincy. Worst game design. No player choice. This is why Fallout New Vegas is better. Some achievements are kind of tough, like beating a boss balloon, completing a hard odyssey, and Freaky Friday. Nobody wants this achievement. It's confirmed. 6.2% of BTD6 players have gotten Freaky while playing. Why am I one of them? And for the toughest of them all, the ones that give the most misery reduction, the daily read. This one requires you to play this game for at least 1 year. Moving house. This one is even hard. You just have to be psychologically deranged to do it. I'm talking like Joker ASMR levels of deranged.
2 of my favorite toys rubbing together.
And of course, my arch nemesis for one entire video. That's right, Glorious Gold. When I got this achievement live on stream, I felt happy. -30 misery. However, -5 permanently. So even if I'm down on my luck and have nowhere to go in life, I will never reach 0. thank you, Glorious Gold. You made me hate life, but now I can at least appreciate it. Also, how is Community Connoisseur rarer than Glorious Gold? Like, this is easy. If you have the daily read, you should have this. You guys are terrible at this game. Just like in real life, spending money can also give happiness, like getting a new hero. This can give happiness. No way, I just said that. This depends on if the hero is good or not. So if you buy Brickle, you'll get a bit of happiness. You buy Gerardo, you'll be happy knowing that you kind of won the game. Buying Azili, you probably don't even know if you're happy or not. While we're talking about heroes, finding out Quincy is the way he is increases misery until you find out that you can just professionally hate him for life. Like, I know hating someone or something consumes a lot of your energy, but it gives you something to work towards, outliving that rodent boy. Now, buying Churchill, if you're a real human, then an instant -10 misery, permanently. Nobody can resist him. Then you buy Sentai Churchill, neutral. Like, you'll be happy you've seen him, but then you realize you won't find a better hero than him. Oh yeah, skins also make you feel. Buying a good skin like Waterboy, Bone Man, or Godzilla can reduce misery. The Sand Churchill skin, instant misery, but not as bad as NTN. It's actually pronounced Etienne, but f you, I'm adding the extra N. His skins are an alien, which is okay, and a bookworm. You think people who play BTD 6 actually read books? Get out of here. 10 seconds ago, I proved my point. It's actually pronounced Etienne, but f you, or it's just me.
Next up is ETN and his
H-Bomb, you ruined me. One skin you wouldn't expect to give happiness is Cyber Quincy. The fact that he's a cyborg and is technologically enhanced may make you believe I would hate this, but no, picking this skin means your Quincy got rammed by a BFB, broke all his bones. You don't know how happy that made me. You can also spend money on powers, but I don't know why you would do that other than buying banana farmers, the only good power. Those guys get paid like 6 monkey money, and they work for every monkey dollar. If the world ever ends in nuclear fire and everyone had the work ethic of a monkey farmer, bro, society will be rebuilt in a month and it would only cost like 500 monkey money. If you buy Time Stop, nobody ever loved you. I don't know why I mentioned that. Now, if you need more money, boss events. You might not know this, but I actually hate these things. I don't play it for like a month and the entire meta changes. Like, I'm over here farming with my own family-owned farms, and then people say the new meta is using investments to fund terrorist movements. So then I do that, then the meta becomes gambling. Bro, I can't take this no more. Beating a normal boss doesn't give that much happiness because they're normal. If you fail this, you suck. Or you're like level 2. Unless you beat the tier 5 with 4 paragons and $1 bajillion left over, then you'll get some happiness, because that means the elite boss will be easy. The elite boss dictates whether or not you wasted your time, because if you lose, misery. Now the rest of the community will bully you for failing a boss. Winning though, instant happiness. You just beat a fictional airplane. You should be proud of yourself. If you use powers other than monkey farmers, it doesn't count. Beating a boss gives trophies, so why not spend them at the trophy store? Nothing here gives happiness except puffer fish mobs. You know how fun it is to shoot a fish with high caliber rifles? There's also contested territory. It's like the one from Balloons Monkey City, except worse, because it requires friends. And BTD 6 players aren't social creatures. I really don't know what they're doing with it now. I think we can find like boss balloons there. Then just do a boss event. Now, the old contested territories, that's where the happiness comes from. Man, beating someone's record by like 65 rounds in Balloons Monkey City always gave me a good amount of happiness. But here, no. You need to have friends to win here. At least now you can reduce the amount of misery you get by blaming everyone else except yourself. I forgot you can also do Odysseys, mostly because I stopped doing them after I got 100, and I want to keep that perfect 100. It doesn't even matter anymore. They reset player stats. No, wait, no, they didn't. Yeah, Odysseys are fun. Get some cool rewards, you know. Anything below a hard Odyssey does not count. Those are made for children. Most people say that video games are more fun with friends. BTD 6 is the exception. You see, co-op is a terrible concept. You don't need 4 people to do the job of 1 person. It's not like playing a game with friends. It's like multiple brains trying to operate the same body, except they're either allowed to operate one part or all of it. All co-op games go as follows. Nobody can decide whose hero should be bought first. Either Benjamin, Geraldo, or Pat Fusty. Then after a heated argument, Benjamin is bought. And after that, one greedy motherfucker who didn't give his money for Ben saves up for Pat Fusty. Then you guys get another Ben, farms, Geraldo was ignored or bought on round 47. Then he died of pink balloons and everyone blames each other. So co-op is just major misery. But there's also co-op daily challenges, co-op boss events, co-op half cash. Dude, half cash is already hell. So co-op half cash is like 1/8 cash. Plus 8 misery for that. 1 for every balloon for $1. You also lose karma because, don't lie, I know you blame all your friends for your mistakes. I think I've rambled on for long enough. Now it's time to answer the real question. Can he be happy in BTD 6? No, because no good gambling equals no gambling experience, no $1 bajillion, no heaven. You will be sent to hell to play half-caste club for the rest of eternity.